Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Bellossom, who is a very pretty looking grass type Pokemon. It looks like it's wearing a big skirt or dress, I guess, made out of green and yellow petals, and it looks like it's got two orange flowers, kind of like, you know how some people put flowers behind their ear? It's very similar to that, except instead of behind its ear, it's kind of taking up one half of its head and then the other one's taking up the other half of it, like I guess if you were drawing like a demon or a devil, like where you draw the horns, but instead it's these pretty little flowers, and it looks like it's in the middle of doing a cool little dance or something. I don't know, it's very very cute. And it is one of the Pokemon, so usually you will have 3 stages in a Pokemon. You'll have the base, the second, and the final. This one is actually one of 4, so you will start with Oddish, and then it will form into Gloom, and then Gloom can either go down the path of Vileplume or Bellossom. So it's kind of, yeah, there's a few of them that are like that. Not every single one is just, you know, either it doesn't evolve at all, or it only evolves once, or only evolves twice. Some of them have sort of like, I don't want to say branches, but yeah, branches of what it could be. And when I saw this Pokemon, I felt like this Pokemon was maybe at like some sort of community event, and there's, you know, food and dancing and music and all that sort of fun. So I thought, why not build like a community center in a very luscious garden type lot? And Sulani is the exact garden type lot that I'm looking for. Like, yeah, I could have gone maybe like Henford on Bagel. It always, like, there's so much greenery there, you could definitely do it there. Some of the lots in Mount Komorebi at the bottom of the mountain are a little bit, yeah, like garden friendly. But I don't know, it just felt right to be here in Sulani, so that's what I went with. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I imagine there's just like a ton of events that happen here. And there's like a ton of, you know, I just imagine seeing kids running around and playing games together. There's like an outdoor space, and, you know, maybe people having their birthdays here, or graduations, or, you know, maybe people having engagement parties, or baby showers, or like literally anything that you could think of, they do it here. I also did include a bath in this lot because, let's be real, if you are somewhere this beautiful, you are going to be jumping in the ocean, getting in the sand, you know, you're going to get to a point where you kind of need to, like, you know, wash off the sand or wash off the ocean water, I guess. It would probably have been smarter to put a shower in, because it would have been a lot quicker than, yeah, having to fill up an entire bath. But I don't know, I wanted to use the Island Living things, and Island Living does have a shower, but it's an outdoor shower. And originally I was going to put an outdoor shower outside, but I kind of completely forgot, I'm not going to lie. And yeah, I don't know. I'm still pretty happy with how this build turned out. I also did spend quite a bit of time focusing on the landscaping, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is just such a beautiful lot, and I kind of just tried to incorporate the landscaping on the lot to match the sort of landscaping that's around. It makes it tie in a little bit better, a little bit nicer. But yeah, I 100% would love to hold an event here. I would love to have, like, you know, like I never had a graduation party, I just went out for dinner. And this feels like the sort of place where I would do it, something like that, you know, having a little graduation party from uni, or, you know, maybe a birthday or something. I don't know, just having a fun little event here, hanging with my favourite people, just celebrating, you know? This is definitely a place that's seen lots and lots and lots of celebration. There's just so much going on here. And I feel like it's the sort of place where it's like, you don't even rent it per se, it's just like community owned. So everybody here just takes care of it, and that's it. Like, if you take care of it, you get to use it. If you don't take care of it, you don't get to use it, and it's as simple as that. So, you know, people in the community who trash it obviously never get to go back here, but the people in the community who take care of it get to come here and host events and things like that. And yeah, it's sort of just like a thing where if you want to use this place, it's kind of just like you kind of let the community know, like, hey, it's happening, I'm doing this thing here. And everyone's like, yeah, cool, like, great. And if you want to hold an event there, like, you've got to kind of not book it out first, but, you know, book it out first, I guess. I don't know, I feel like the community here would be very, like, you know, it's this kid's birthday, so clearly this kid's going to be having the party there, so no one can really do these things during this time, because that's when the kid is having their birthday. And they've kind of got like a tiered, like a community understanding tiered list type thing. Like, it's not an official list, but it's an understanding of, like, you know, if a kid is having, like, I don't know, a 7th birthday, that's not going to be as important as a kid having a 10th birthday. You know, 10 double digits, it's exciting. 13, you're hitting teenager. And, you know, like, certain things like that. So, you know, if there's a bunch of kids and live in the community, they've got to kind of understand that, you know, yeah, it might be your birthday today and we might be at the other kid's birthday, but, you know, when you're 10, it'll be your birthday and you get to do it. Like, you get to hold this fun little event. But I also feel like it's one of those things where it's like the kids at that point wouldn't even care if it's like a joint birthday. Like, okay, yeah, maybe the 7-year-old gets to have the official birthday in the morning and the 10-year-old gets to have the official one in the afternoon, but it's kind of just like a party all day where all the kids show up and everybody just plays and has fun, and, you know, it's a big old community event, so everyone still gets their little moment, but yeah, like, also, I don't know, it's about celebrating everyone and enjoying everybody and making sure everybody is valued and loved and appreciated. And I like that idea. I would love a little community like that. I don't know, I feel like there's definitely people out there who could make it work, but there's also definitely people out there who could make it not work. And I much would love to have the people who would help it work. Because, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that people are being celebrated and loved and valued and appreciated, and, you know, nobody's feeling left out, or, you know, the people's special days aren't being ruined. And, like, you know, maybe people are getting engaged and it's also somebody's birthday, and, you know, they figure it out. They go, okay, like, the birthday is at this point at this time, and the engagement is here at this time, and whatever, and, like, it just, everybody works it out together with each other, and you take each other into consideration, you know? I feel like that's a little lacking in this world, is just considering each other a little bit more. And I know not everybody is going to consider everybody, and if we spend all day, every day, just considering everybody else, that's exhausting. But there's also just a degree of, like, let's just think about each other and, you know, take that into account when we make our daily decisions, you know? Like, for example, I have a roommate who plays the drums. 90% of the time they play the drums. There's an electric version, so they can plug their headphones in, and all we hear is them hitting the drum. Like, you don't actually hear the noise because it's coming through the headphones. But there is a real drum set in this house, and they will always, always, always ask anyone who's home if it's okay for them to play, because, yeah, it's kind of loud, kind of a little bit annoying, but, you know, it's being considerate. And every time I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, go ahead, like, thanks for asking. But they still, you know, it's just being considerate. And there's been times where I've needed to record, or I'm about to stream or whatever, so I'll be like, hey, here's the deal on my end, how does that work for you? And we kind of just talk and figure it out, and, you know, and I get it's a little different, like, my roommate versus just random people on the street, but at the same time, like, if we just be a tiny bit more considerate for each other, I feel like this world could be a tiny bit better. And that's what I'm just aiming for, is every day, tiny bit better, tiny bit nicer, tiny bit more enjoyable, and, you know, just sharing that love a little bit, you know? And obviously there are some people out there who just will always be jerks, and no matter what you do, they will always be jerks. So I'm not saying to waste your time on them, but to the people who are willing to be considerate in return, yes, let's share that love and consideration. So, yeah. I don't know. I just, there's some days where I feel very, very appreciative. Not to say I don't feel appreciative on other days, it's just, today I'm feeling extra appreciative of just the most random things. I don't know, I guess I woke up on the side of the bed that is making me think and evaluate my life a little bit, and being appreciative of the things I do have, or the things that I don't have that I don't want, you know? I don't really have messy drama in my life, I don't really have messy dramatic people, I don't really have, you know, anything to upsetty my spaghetti, or whatever that means. So yeah, just wanna share and spread good, positive, joy vibes. Now, obviously, if you're not having a good, positive, joy moment, it's okay to lean in and feel that, and you know, accept that and whatnot. So yeah, obviously, like, nothing's perfect. Things will go wrong in life, but I do try and focus on the things that are not so negative, because I find when I do, yeah, things just get worse. But yeah, long story short, I just hope you're all doing well, and I wanna spread positive thoughts, feelings, vibes, ideas, and things such as, and even if, you know, life sucks, I hope that this can be one little tiny ray of sunshine in your life. I don't know, I always hope that I'm having good impacts on people's lives. I know sometimes I can be a little grumpy, or annoying, or frustrating, or whatever, like, for some people, and I totally get that. But I do, at the end of the day, hope that I am a positive impact on life, on people, on society, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and if not, I hope things get better, because I feel like everybody deserves to have a good day, you know? Okay, maybe not everybody, there's definitely people out there who don't, but I'm assuming you're a part of the majority of people who do deserve to have a good day. So yes, I hope the next, I was gonna say 24 hours, but let's be honest, I hope the rest of your life is great, you know? Why limit it to just 24 hours? Let's just have a great life. Let's spread love, let's spread positivity, and let's just be the better change in the world, you know? I don't know, I feel like I easily could be one of these people who just grumps around and is sad and, you know, woe is me and all that sort of stuff, but that's not fun. So I'd much rather spread love and joy and whatnot. So yeah, let me know down below, what's something good that's happening in your life right now? I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about good, joyful things, you know? It's just, yeah, I feel like we need to hear more joyful, good things in our lives, because there's not so many great things that are happening in this world, and I think we should share some good. Let's hear some good news, you know? This is, yeah, another, I don't listen to the news, and it's because it's full of sadness and terror and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's talk about some good, positive, joyful things, like, my cat is still cute. That's good, that's positive, that's joyful. She is always going to be cute though, so I feel like that's kind of cheating. I don't know, she's just a cute, sweet little bean, and I love her so very much. And she's just been so cuddly and snuggly because it's so cold, and that makes me very happy. Even in the summer, she's still snuggly, but not as much because it's not as cold. So I'm definitely valuing and appreciating the cold snuggles that we are getting while it is cold. But anyway, we're pretty much at the end of the video. It's a pretty quick one today. But yeah, if you guys want to see more builds like this, or if you want to hear me ramble, I promise I'm not always this weirdly lovey-dovey and hopeful magical fairy dust everywhere. Yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, or hear me ramble about the most random things, which 90% of the time I do, it's like, you know, cheese or whatever. Definitely make sure to subscribe. I do come out with a new video pretty much every single day, just not the last couple of days of February. 2 if it's not a leap year, 3 if it is, but every other day, yes, I do come out with a video. And I just want to say thank you so much for making it all the way through. I hope you have a wonderful time zone wherever you are, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.